Sanibonani Dumelang family. It is your girl here again, Nthabi, back with the APC Series. And if you are new to the channel, welcome to the family. And I hope that you are here to stay. If you are revisiting this channel, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe so that we can get to the hashtag road to 1,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for the 500 subscribers who have tuned in already and become part of our family. So just make sure that you share the love and you share the content with people who are aspiring CAs and who will be writing the APC exam this year, or many if you are going to be watching this video next year or the years to come. Share the content with people who are aspiring CAs and walking the CA journey, so we can all be CAs, and just make this world a brighter place, right? So today we are not sharing any APC content that is serious. We are going to have a informal discussion about the realities and the challenges of working in groups for APC, right? So I was approached by an APC candidate in person who actually asked me to do a video on how to make sure that you and your group are gelling, and how to make sure that you have a productive session when you are doing research, in that 5 days, how often you guys must meet, and the challenges that we can face with regards to working with other people. So the first rule I will share with you is, number one, when you're choosing your APC group members, it should not only be your friends. The reason why I say this is because APC is a very critical year and a critical journey for you. So if you're with someone you're comfortable with and everybody is comfortable with each other, chances are sometimes when you're discussing, APC things, you're going to just change the topic and do a short left, and talk about other things, be it work, be it what's happening in your personal life, and it's burning you to share that, to vent. You're going to create a red table talk, and that's not going to be the platform for it. You get it? So I feel like when you're in a group with many people who are your friends, it can result in that. So I caution you with regards to working with your friends. It is also a good thing if your friends are dedicated and hardworking and know how to separate business and pleasure. Then do your thing. But if you know, hey, you can't hold yourself, like the tea is hot, please save yourself from actually choosing your friends to be in your APC group. Then the second tip I will suggest for you guys is, number one, what worked for me, I had a main group where it was my pillar. That group, I knew that in the pre-release period, when we get the pre-release information, I will go through it on my own throughout the day, and then at night, I'm meeting with this group. This is my main group. This is where we have critical discussions of what is relevant, what is not relevant, what we identified, how to brainstorm, right? That was my main group. And then I had a second group where we compared notes. We didn't meet as often, but we compared notes, right? We would have a meeting, we would hop on a call, it wouldn't be long. We'd hop on a call and we'd say, hey, in our main group, so all of us in that group, that was not our main group. It was just an addition so that we can know we didn't miss anything. So we'd say, hey, in my main group, this is how we thought of this. And then someone would say, oh yeah, we also thought about it this way, but we also noted that this is how someone missed something, or this is a valuable thing to also add in your discussion, right? So that is very important for me specifically, because I like to have a holistic view of the case study. But however, I made sure that I am not in a big group, because sometimes many minds can just create chaos, right? I kept it limited, and I limited my groups to 2, but not 2 big groups. It was 2 medium groups. And then the third thing was that I realized that many people make the mistake, many people meaning me also. I made the mistake of thinking that the longer you meet with your group, the better the discussion will be, or you will have a pool of ideas and everything kuzohlangana, and sometimes it's not like that, right? Just like how when you are studying, you can study for the whole day and still not grasp anything, because you were on cloud 9, or you were not really there, right? The same thing applies with a group. I feel like it's not about how long you're meeting with your group, but it's about the quality of content you are describing while you are discussing in that group discussion, in that group session, right? So with my main group, we will meet maximum 3.5 hours. That's how long we will meet. And we will meet to discuss critical information. We are not meeting to reread the whole pre-release information. Everybody read the information. So why are we rereading? You get me? So it's just a thing of you are coming together so that you can discuss your ideas and your viewpoints. But in that discussion, it is also good to have a healthy debate on if someone is mentioning a certain point and you don't agree. You're going to ask them, okay, I see that you are seeing things in this way. Please elaborate further. Please help me, bring me towards you so that we can be in alignment. You understand? And critical discussions is not only you saying, okay, one person must present everything, and then the next person gives their 2 cents also, and then the next person gives their 2 cents. That's not critical discussion, right? So critical discussion would be, okay, this is how I viewed the case study. Does anybody else disagree? If we are in agreement, then we can move forward. Now we're going to discuss who disagrees, because if you're disagreeing, you need to state why so that we can also understand, because if we missed something and you are mentioning something I did not see, we have to understand why you saw it and how we can also pull it back to, bringing it closer to the case study and actually doing research on the specific thing that the group member identified. So critical thinking is not only just about saying, yeah, I also saw this. Yeah, I also saw, yes, you saw it. But now we have to look at things that you didn't see also. And having other group members, it's going to keep you grounded because they will see things differently than you have seen them. So that is why group discussions are very important. And then number four, I just feel like it is very, very important. NB, very important. Because the mistake that one can make is thinking that you can take the group discussions and take someone's research and make it your own and copy paste what they put in the group, and you're going to just put it in your file without you actually understanding what you're putting in your file. Because Chomi did her work. Chomi did, research. Chomi understands what is in their file. You can't copy what Chomi has in their file and put it for your document if you didn't do the research. No. That's not what group discussion is supposed to be about. Having a group is just to have a foundation. Having a group is just to have the support structure. You can't have someone carrying the group and then they're dishing out the answers or the research to you. No, you have to apply it yourself. You have to be the one that does the research for all the triggers. No one else can do your work for you, because in the exam it's you and that paper and God. Because right now, your friend is not gonna whisper in your ear, no, Chomi, this is what I meant in the paper. This is what I meant when I was doing the research. Chomi won't be there. It's you and your paper and God. Because at the end of the day, as much as Chomi's research can be good, if you do not understand Chomi's thought process, you will not be able to respond to that specific question on the day. You will not be able to understand even the IOD that you are reading because you did not prepare thoroughly for that specific trigger. And another thing, in the group, let's say you guys created a WhatsApp group and now someone's bringing in an article and saying, yeah, this is what I use for research. You can't just take that thing that they put as an article into your file without reading it, right? You need to assess it, because sometimes you may agree or you may just disagree with your friend, right? Or you disagree with your group member, right? So another thing that is just not going to help you is you just taking things at face value and not actually applying it. Because what if Chomi's viewpoint is not correct? So our duty as a team member, you have to carry each other to the finish line. So if Chomi is going left and when you see that you are going right, and you can substantiate your evidence with facts and the research that you've done and the efforts that you applied, but Chomi is going left, your duty is to tell Chomi, Chomi, come, let's go to the right side. Because right now That's why I'm saying you can't just take things at face value. If they send it on the group, read what is being sent on the group before you put it in your file, guys. Please do yourself that favor, because someone else's research is not your research. You need to understand what is going into your file and why it's going into your file. You need to apply the principles of relevant researching. And another thing why I say that you can't be in a group with just your friends is because I feel like it blurs lines in a way. Nah? And the reason why I say this is because sometimes you can have a disagreement or difference in opinion, right, compared to your friend. And you'll be at a point where you feel like you can't tell them that they're wrong because the friendship will end, or maybe it's just going to create a conflict of interest, right? I feel like with the friendship and the APC and everything, you won't be able to have critical discussions, right, where you actually break everything down. And if maybe sensitive, like, you can't be confrontational but in a healthy way, right? You're going to say, okay, no, it's fine, we'll do it your way, or all of that, right? So I think you need to be honest with yourself and just see if you are able to work with your friends, you are able to work with someone you're close to, right? But that's just something that you also need to consider in terms of characters, right? So just make sure that you're cautious with regards to that, because at the end of the day, APC is 1 year and your friendship is going to be a lifetime. So just make sure things don't shake so that you are friendless now. And then the one question I got was, how many times can you change a group for APC? I just feel like the question is just, it's tricky. It's tricky because you don't know if maybe you were with one group and that group didn't work for you. You're going to be group hopping, right? So I just feel like when you find people, stick to those people, right? If you're going to look for a new group, number one, you have to relearn someone, people's characters. You need to relearn their work ethic. You need to guningi, and it's just gonna be a mess, right? So if you're going to group hop, I don't suggest you do that. Just rather find a main group and a support group. Remember, I mentioned 2 groups. Have a main group and then have people who are their supporting group. As much as you don't like the group you're in, you can find a supporting group where you're going to bounce off the ideas off of each other. So you can say, no, I have a main group, but then this is how they saw it. How do you guys see it? What did you guys discuss in your group, right? I'm not saying you are telling whatever was said in that group, because at the end of the day, why are you gatekeeping, right? Everybody must pass. So don't gatekeep, right? So just make sure that you're finding the support group as well. But group hopping is not advisable, especially during this time. I'm sure you are all done with assessment 1 and assessment 2. You're waiting for that last assessment on your board courses where you need to qualify to actually write the Psycho APC in December. So it's not advisable to actually do that, because you're also trying to figure out how this APC thing is working. Now you must find new people to work with. Yeah, it's not really advisable to actually do that. And also, it's never too late to find a support group. It doesn't matter whether you are only finding it for assessment 3 or the supplementary or for the actual APC exam. It's never too late to find a support group. But it's going to be too late if you're finding a main group. That is what is a bit, So try to make sure that you stick to a main group, and then the support group, you can literally find anybody and find people who are going to be at your level of work ethic. If this person is working on Fridays of evening, they're working throughout the weekend, and that's something that you also do, that aligns with you, that aligns with your work ethic. So stick to that, right? Find people who are going to match your work ethic, right? So that you're not matasatasa now when it's time to do group assessments, right? So just make sure that you are with people who are going to take this journey seriously with you. And the last tip is that some of us tend to do self-reflection on what we did in our personal capacity, what went wrong when we were writing in the IOD, when we were writing responses to the documents and the tasks on the day, right? So it's a thing of, That's what we do for ourselves. But the most important thing is that you can't reflect on yourself without reflecting on the group as well. Because when you guys were having discussions, that's where your ideas like stemmed from, right? That was the basis and the foundation of your research. So as a group, it's very healthy to come together when you're done writing and say, okay, listen, this is what I got. I want to know how we could have done things better, how we could have, critically evaluated this, or how did we miss this specific trigger, or why did we even think that this was even a trigger when it was not even explicitly required on that day, right? So it's very important to not only critically evaluate yourself, but also the group, because you need to understand whether it's working for you and how you can improve with constructive criticism and constructive discussions. Because if you are discussing things that are not even relevant to the case study and you're going offside, you need to bring yourself back as a group to say, listen, we need to focus on relevant researching. We need to focus on how to make sure that we are actually addressing the triggers that were explicitly stated in the pre-release information. So group evaluation is just as important as personal self-review. So just remember that, APC is only happening for 1 year and 1 year only. And I believe that this year is your year and you will make it, right? Despite anything that has happened. What happened has happened. It's in the past now. Now focus on the future and focus on your grind, focus on your work. And with hard work and dedication, I believe you will get there to the C level that you deserve. Just so Saika that you are that gentleman, you are that ma'am, you are the person that they need to be a difference maker. So just make sure that you are also aligned together as a group and you are, a family that is just working towards the end goal of being difference makers in the industry. But that brings us to the end of our episode. And I hope that it was insightful and you were able to just get, feedback and insight on what a group should actually look like and actually do. So that is the end of our episode and I hope you enjoy your day.